a retired federal worker. And I hear people talking about, the president needs to get involved, and the Democrats are saying this, and Republicans are saying this. This is the truth. The Democrats, and I'm a Democrat, are the ones that actually, in the Senate side, shut down the government. They did not vote for a continuing resolution except for 3 of them. One is the senator of Pennsylvania, Fetterman, and all. So they have to get together and stop holding an American hostage. We're about to have people without food come, November 1st, which is the end of this week. And that's ridiculous. It is not worth it. Plus, the health care companies have already said you're way past the deadline for them to change their costs that they're going to give out to the public for the health care. So November 1st is open season. So they need to get together. I know they keep on saying the president needs to come back, but the power of the purse is with the Congress, not the president. You all talk about this president being the king, but if you want him to solve this problem, you're making him a king. This has got to stop in America. I want the Democrats to fight, but I want them to fight in a negotiating way like I did when I was a union president versus sitting up here constantly bickering and the Republicans bickering. This has got to stop, and America has got to stop accepting it. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
He's absolutely right. And, it's crazy that the Democrats are starting to come out and say, hey, what is going on? And all these people out here protesting, no kings, no king, no kings. And she's absolutely right. If you put this situation in the president's hand, you're making him a king. The power of the purse sits with the House and it sits with the Senate. This shouldn't even be a thing, to be honest with you. But the House whip minority whip, she came out and said it. Hey, this is the only leverage they have to get their way. This is all they have. So, hey, American citizens, we don't care about you. All the people, federal workers, we don't care. All the people, that are on SNAP benefits, we don't care. We got to do what we got to do to make sure that we take care of the people that we want to take care of. And we got to make sure that we're able, to fund our pet projects, which ultimately will circle back around and fill up the coffers of the DNC. That's just what it is. Hey, you all got to hear this. So I did something I probably shouldn't have done. I Googled myself. And man, I found entirely too much personal info out there. My address, old jobs, even relatives just sitting online for anyone to grab. And that sent me down a rabbit hole. And I found out there are actual companies called data brokers that sell your info to marketers, scammers, even stalkers. Disgusting, right? And that's exactly why I use today's sponsor, Aura. Legally, data brokers, they need to remove your information if you ask them, but they make it extremely difficult to do so. But Aura does the hard work for you. They automatically scan those shady broker sites and removes your information. But it doesn't stop there. It also gives you identity theft alerts, fraud protection, and a built-in VPN to keep your data safe wherever you browse. So here's the deal. Hit my link down below or go to aura.com/wise for a 14-day free trial. At the very least, check if your personal information is being sold. Privacy is power in this digital age. Don't give yours away. Try Aura free, 2 weeks, see what's out there, and take control. Now let's get back into the video. I got a couple additional clips to share with you guys, but hit that like button, share this video, subscribe to the channel. Let's go.
Million people in this country. There are 42 million people in this country that need food stamps on a weekly basis. And we're saying people deliberately instead of Americans because most of the people that are on food stamps aren't even from this country. 45% of Afghanistan immigrants are on food stamps, 42% of Somali immigrants, 34% of every immigrant from Iraq, 23% of Haitians, 59% of all illegal aliens are collecting food stamps, meaning that most of the people getting food stamps from the U.S. government and the U.S. taxpayer are not even Americans. Think about that. And we didn't know about any of this before the government shutdown started, but thanks to Democrats, we can confirm tonight that millions of Joe Biden illegal aliens, people who crossed the border when Joe was president, are now collecting food stamps from a program funded by hardworking American taxpayers.
How many of you guys knew that? I mean, we knew the 40 million number, but how many of you guys knew that the 40-some-odd million people that are receiving, over half of them are not American citizens? Come on, man. And the crazy thing is that word on the streets is that even the American citizens that do receive, and those that are not American citizens that receive these SNAP benefits, they're not actually using the resources for food. They're using it for other things. Check this out.
All right, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. Like, the real reason why a lot of people are upset about this whole food stamps, SNAP benefit thing, bro, is because they're selling their food stamps, bro. They're selling them. I'm telling you, they are selling their food stamps, bro. You know how many people in New York and other states right now are going to the corner store, the deli, and they're selling their food stamps, bro? They're selling, that's why they're getting like $4,000, $3,000 in food stamps, and they're selling it for cash. They'll get $4,000 in food stamps, and they'll just take like $1,000 in cash. Like, bro, like, that's happening like everywhere. That's why they're mad. That is exactly why they're mad right now. And you know, the thing about it too, they will never admit to selling their food stamps. But it's happening.
Yeah, it's happening. I know that to be the truth. I've seen it in certain stores. You don't see it as much as you used to a couple of years back, but there was a time that you could walk into a grocery store and you'd have somebody lurking around saying, "Hey man, are you paying with cash?" I've had people asking me that. I'm like, "Nah, bro, I'm good. I don't want no parts of that. I don't want those problems." You know what I'm saying? But I've had a chance to witness it myself. You know, and I'm sure, you know, at some of these places, these bodegas and some of these other stores out there, you know, they're taking food stamps for all types of things, for Lucy's, you know, for all types of things that they shouldn't be taking food stamps for. They're doing it. It's happening.
You don't have to love Trump. You don't even have to like him. The issue isn't Trump anymore. It is that the left hates him more than they love America. They would rather watch the country fall apart than admit he ever did anything right. They cheer when things go wrong, when prices rise, when chaos fills the streets, just so they can say, "See, we told you, Trump was bad." That's not patriotism. That is bitterness, and it is dangerous. Because evil isn't just doing wrong. Evil is hoping your own nation collapses just to prove a political point. America doesn't fall because of one man. It falls because too many people would rather see it fail than see their opponent succeed. You don't have to love Trump. But if you hate him more than you love this country, then maybe the problem isn't him.
No, she's absolutely right. There's a lot of people out there that are basically said, "Hey, if I can't play, I'm taking my ball, I'm going home. We'll shut the whole game down. Hey, if we can't be in charge, hey, let's just destroy the nation." And people got to understand that the people that really want to see this country fail, they're already here. The enemy isn't some people, you know, coming from across the ocean, from across the Atlantic or across the Pacific, or they're coming up through the southern or northern border. No, they don't allow these people here. They are here. They have infiltrated every aspect of American life. They're in the churches. They're in the schools. They're in the hospitals. You know, they're in the colleges. They're in the police departments. They're in Congress. They're in the House. They're in the Senate. They're everywhere. You have these folks, they're running for mayor. They're already in sitting positions in the House. They're already Congress folks. They're here. The enemy is here. We're on the trajectory of Rome. And those of us that are here, we're literally watching our country crumble right before our eyes. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people that don't even know that it's happening. Or they see it and they are supporting. They're supporting the demise. Like the alternative is better. It's really sad, man. It's really sad.
Never seen a more potent display of the difference between Republicans and Democrats than what you're about to see.
To not pay the military, to not pay TSA, to not pay air traffic controllers, and to interrupt SNAP benefits for Virginians most in need.
Glenn Youngkin, Republican governor of Virginia.
For benefits like
Watch
SNAP
this.
to run
Pay
out.
attention
so
to
he
this.
says the state will pick up the bill for meal assistance.
The state of Virginia is going to step in and cover the benefits for
Why?
a while. We have the financial resources to do it for a while, not forever.
Meanwhile,
Wow, they have the financial resources to do it. You know why? Because they have all of our revenue. We have sent all of our revenue to Virginia. Their coffers are full with our revenue. Now, compare what Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin is doing. He's going to make sure that those people have SNAP, and I'm going to give you a little bit of background on that. Compare that to Governor Moore. This is Governor Moore, Democrat governor of Maryland, how he's approaching this.
Moore put out a statement. He says the Trump administration hasn't guaranteed states will be reimbursed for covering federal expenses like food benefits, which has been the case during previous shutdowns. The governor says, quote, "We will continue to do everything in our power to ensure the federal government follows the law and provides funding for the critical services that our families, our children, and our veterans rely on."
Now, this is interesting, and I've been telling you this for the longest time. Democrats are not your friends. For those people, oh, the Democrats are helping us. I have been telling you, if you listen to my program, I've been telling you over and over and over again, when you people are like, oh, well, we're going to provide expanded SNAP benefits and we're going to pay your rent and everything, they do that for moments like this. This is why they push those things, because this is leverage. Like the Democrats have explicitly said, this is leverage. And in a case where you have a Republican governor in Virginia, his priority is like, look, these people need these benefits. Let's get them fed. Governor Moore is thinking, how do we blame this on Trump? How do we leverage this? And I think there's another layer to this, by the way. I didn't even get to this. I personally feel like the Democrats are really twisting the knife, and they're mad at black people for not showing up for Kamala Harris. I promise you that's part of this. And so they feel like, oh, well, you guys get this. And you can already see on the people are talking about this. Well, you guys voted for this. They want to make sure this hurts because it's related to Trump. That's the difference between Republicans and Democrats. Republicans generally, now again, I can't speak for all situations, they want to get the job done. The other thing I want to point out here is the fiscal situation. Now, Maryland is in no financial situation to be picking up any tabs. We've pretty much run through the surplus, the $5 billion surplus that Governor Hogan left us with. Westmore turned it into $3 billion deficit. They've barely been able to claw out of that with a ton of taxes and fees that have chased our revenue down to Virginia. This is why forward-thinking executive leadership matters. A Republican governor is going to make sure their people are getting snapped. The Democrat governor is going to make sure you suffer, all so that they can score political points. You decide for yourself what that means.
Man, this brother's absolutely right. He is spot on. And when they were going through this, and the Governor Moore was talking about some, hey, if we get the reimbursements, and this is Trump's fault, bro. They've run the state into the ground. They just passed the largest tax increase in state history. Everything's going up: income tax, property tax, tolls, emissions, car registration, you name it, it's going up because they have spent like it's nobody's business. They've run a multitude of businesses out of the state. The number one employer in the state is the federal government. They're upset about that because the cuts that have been happening, it's affecting the tax base. And then this fool says, hey, we're just going to hire these people for the state of Maryland. And then they turn around and they fire the people. You got a governor in Virginia. When you think about this, Glenn Youngkin, he gave Amazon the tax rebates that they were looking for, and Amazon built its headquarters in the state of Virginia. It was offered to Maryland first. Maryland said, nah, we're not going to be able to help y'all out with these taxes. Send the jobs over to Virginia. And guess what happened? All those jobs and all that revenue went to Virginia, and a bunch of people ended up moving over there just so they could take those positions over at Amazon. You have the largest two employers in the state. They're threatening to leave because of the new tax increases and the new corporate tax increases. Yeah, so that right there, two states that are basically, actually, not even basically, that are side by side, right next to each other. One ran by Republican, the other ran by Democrat. And you look at it, it's a tale of two states, and it's a tale of two governors, and you get a chance to see it for yourself and compare the Republican governor in Youngkin in comparison to Governor Moore here in Maryland, and you can see it. It's no contest. It's no contest. And shout out to Winsome Sears, because hopefully the lieutenant governor, she will be the next governor in the state of Virginia to keep things moving in the proper direction. And unfortunately, here in Maryland, there's no hope. We don't have an idea of who on the right that could pick up the slack and challenge this dude for this seat. State of Maryland's in trouble, man. This brother's absolutely right. And I want to leave you guys with this, because I just thought this was funny. Check this out.
I just found out I'm being oppressed. I saw it on CNN. A white lady said it. Nobody knows black struggle like white women. And I thought I was having a good life until I got basic cable.
And with that being said, we're going to get up out of here, man. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section. Hit that like button, share this video, subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to take things another step forward and support the channel, hey, join the ARP family, or you can buy your brother a coffee. That link's in the description box below. Join us Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And hey, man, I got to tell you guys, man, I know things are tough. I know times are tough out there for a lot of people. There's a lot of people, you know, that have, you know, maybe a little anxiety about what's going on, man. But I want to let you guys know, man, that, hey, put it in God's hands, man. Pray about it. Don't worry about it. And as always, man, keep God first, stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. Peace.
Vibes so raw, can't hide the truth. Words so sharp, they